What's up guys, Bajheera here. Wanted to share with you a little bit of this back and shoulder hybrid day that I did. And I'm calling it a bit of a hybrid day because even though I was working shoulders, it still sort of incorporates a lot of the pulling movements that involve both your upper back and your shoulders a little bit. Things like your traps and stuff like that, your rear delts. Because those are areas of concern for me. I do need my traps to grow, and I always am interested in continuing to have my shoulders grow, even though things are going pretty good so far. And mostly you're going to be seeing me do exercises that I normally would do on a back day, like things like this seated row. But one of the things that I'm doing on this seated row is I'm really allowing myself to feel the stretch and the pull on the downward movement on my traps there. You can see I'm really letting my shoulders widen out and stretch out on the top there. And then when I pull back, I am pulling with my traps. I'm really trying to consciously squeeze my shoulders together at the top. So it is a little bit of an extension, widening of my shoulders, and then when I pull back, I squeeze my shoulders together. And that is going to use, my big back muscles like my lats and stuff, but it also is going to bring in the pulling aspect of my traps, which is something that I'd like, and my rear delts a little bit. Another really good exercise for that sort of rear delt traps connection is the upright row. And one of the reasons I like using this particular Smith machine for this upright row movement is because the Smith machine actually slants a little bit towards me. So as I pull the bar up, it really allows me to squeeze backwards and really feel my traps and my rear delts get involved in this motion. Of course, it is going to work my shoulders all the way through, just like an upright row would normally do, but the little slant there at the end really allows me to squeeze my traps and my rear delts and sort of accomplish the overall goal that I'm trying to get after with this particular workout. Now, this workout is not intended to really pack on the weight like some of my normal just straight up back day workouts would be. On my normal back days, I like to lift pretty heavy, do things like rack pulls and do the T-bar rows with pretty heavy weight and just like put my back up against a lot of resistance. But now since I'm bringing in my shoulders a little bit and I'm trying to gain access to my traps and things, I don't always go real heavy on most of the movements. I mean, of course, I still am gonna do some heavier shrugs because for me, I don't think I get as much out of lightweight shrugs, even if I really stress my form. I feel like the best way that I've been able to grow my traps is just to throw really heavy weight at them. So most of the things during this workout haven't been that heavy, but I am going to try to throw some moderately heavy shrugs in there. I mean, I'm doing 3 plates on both sides, which really, you can go a lot heavier than that on a shrug, but this sort of meets a middle ground between being able to control the weight for a good solid amount of reps, but also putting a good amount of resistance on my traps. And one of the things I try to do is I'm not necessarily trying to hammer out the reps and focus on only the squeeze at the top. I really do want the same sort of idea to apply as a really good stretch on the way down from my traps, allowing that weight to sit on my traps there at the bottom, stretching them out, and then squeezing really well at the top. And then once I finish those more sort of back-focused exercises, I do want to hop over here, grab me some dumbbells, and do some dumbbell flies. You guys were saying that I should call them something different. I don't know. They're kind of like, it's like a fly to me. You're taking your hands and you're moving them away from your body, but whatever. Whatever you want to call these things, that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to focus on bringing my shoulders into this, but I'm also allowing my traps to be involved too. Sometimes you want to like hyper-isolate and really not bring anything into the motion but your shoulders, but I'm using a little bit more weight, I'm leaning forward a little bit, and I'm allowing that weight to sink into my traps a little bit on the way down, and allowing my traps to be involved in pulling it up on the way up. So just a little bit more of that same idea for shoulders and traps, but it's also bringing back into it in the earlier part of the workout. So I'm going to finish up my workout with this machine. You go on like to the pec fly machine, except that you can probably, more than likely, turn the little handles around, and then you can do this sort of motion, where once again you can really focus on involving your traps in a pulling movement, but not a pulling movement up, but a pulling movement back, because your traps also are involved in that sort of thing. You can see them raising up out of my shirt there a little bit, even though I have tiny little infant baby traps. Like, you can still see them trying to grow, at least I hope so. And you also get a lot of rear delt activation out of this as well. So this sort of rounds out a lot of what I was trying to do with this particular workout, and it's one of the things that I will introduce. Unlike my next back day after going really heavy, then maybe the next time back day rolls around, I'll do a little bit of a shoulder hybrid thing like this. And it seems to be working out pretty well. But anyway, wanted to share this workout with you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace!